Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. It is time for another series, our first of the winners brackets here in Major 3, and it is going to be a true doozy. We're running it back all the way back to Major 1's grand final. It's Atlanta FaZe versus Dallas Empire, a match for the ages, but a very different look for both, well, for one of these teams. The other one is just really good at search and destroy now. Here we go, my name is Miles Ross, and his name is Chance, and we are ready to rock and roll into this one, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I feel like it's Christmas. It is a Thursday, and we get FaZe in Dallas for our first match to cast. It honestly doesn't get better than this, man. This is how we kick off the week. I couldn't be happier.
That's a really nice way to start the week here in the Call of Duty world. I've been promising it for a very long time that this major is going to be a special one and a very exciting one indeed. And with that said, let's just get straight into this matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, first up, Atlanta FaZe.
The game has turned on its head.
Run! Run! Get onto the point! Cellium finds himself two more. Oh, baby! Absolutely slayed. What a magnificent comeback from Atlanta. Bit of a bumpy road to the stage to getting into this major for Atlanta FaZe, but definitely has to be said that a lot of practice, a lot of hard work and thought has gone into improving their game in almost every single aspect. Much more on that later. Again, we touched upon their search and destroy improvements throughout the stage. The chance for Arcitys, Cellium, aBeZy, and Simp. What do you think of the shining moments here for this squad going into this matchup?
Well, I mean, the shining moments is going to be about the maps that they have been grinding out throughout Stage 3, right? Because obviously, Stage 1, it was about their dominance. Stage 2, it was about the fact that they got caught. And well, Stage 3, now they're trying to bring it all together and come away with that first place towards the end. But they've been grinding out, what? Your checkmate, search and destroy, a ton of apocalypses that we have seen from them in the past couple weeks. And they're trying to add it to their repertoire and see if they can make good use of that and find that win in the end. Obviously, though, today is only Thursday. They got a long way to go.
Long way to go indeed. While their opponents, while they also have been putting in the work in a very, very different way indeed. Of course, we've seen FeLo join the squad throughout this stage. Now, his first major. Let's see how he fares. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Empire. Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open. FeLo with the round one ace. Oh, it's a shot punch. Oh no! Once again, they saved the day. Dallas Empire were the most star-studded roster change they could have possibly made throughout the season, but now we see them coming into our winners bracket matchup. Shotzzy, Crim, iLLeY, and FeLo. Chance, in that brief interlude there, you said it's quite funny. We've got not just a felony, but also a Crim, or a criminal, I suppose, on the same team, which is very funny indeed. But mate, tell me a little bit about Dallas Empire, of course. They've been through the ringer a few times, but now all in one situation together, all under one roof. How do they fare today going up against FaZe?
Well, this is the major where they get to make the case for the roster change, right? The two options they have, either the growing pains through Stage 3 is about bringing together a new roster, or they have hit their cap, but we get to find out. As far as their keys to victory, though, shout out to Game Fuel, SMGs, you gotta play at your peak. It is a graveyard of KDs when you're playing against FaZe, and the SMGs always get punished. iLLeY has been a little bit hot and cold, but again, it's about those growing pains. We know the kind of player he can be. Obviously, he's a world champion. SMGs gotta kick it up to be able to compete, and obviously for Control, they have been 0-4 since they picked up felony in the game mode, including 0-3 record on raid. They have struggled in the game mode. That is probably the most shocking thing that has happened since they have made this move. And obviously in the past couple weeks that they have had Control, they have to grind it out and start finding wins, because if you falter in that third game mode, that will always be the swing moment in the series. Gotta clutch up in the game 3.
I was going to say everyone's looking fantastic. There's been a lot of talk about haircuts on the timeline right now. But speaking of short and sharp, it's Atlanta FaZe Chance, their Game Fuel keys to victory. Walking me through them.
Well, it's the map that they've been grinding out. I think they had, what, an 0-3 record throughout Stage 3 on Apocalypse, but we're seeing that once again for map number 1. And the crazier thing is, it's not like FaZe is picking the map, so they have been given the good side every single time they load into the map. even still they can't find wins. And I think really it comes down to their P1 and P2 chains. They never really thrive. It's not often they get those full 60s. I think if they just have a nice solid opening break, don't get spawned out off the rip, maybe that can help them transform their game, because even their P4 that they have on Apocalypse is the best in the game. So they do have like brief moments of greatness on Apocalypse. They just need to bring it together. And then for Checkmate, stick to the plane. I think it's not too complicated. Arcitys has the #1 KD with like a 1.71 on the map. aBeZy not too far behind. They have played lights out for Checkmate S&D, and even though it is one of Dallas's favorite maps to play, well, FaZe said square up, let's do it. I'll see you there on the plane for map #2.
Here we go, maps and modes. Apocalypse, Checkmate, Garrison, Moscow, and a raid game 5. I don't know about you friends, but the pick'ems so far today have been quite good. Again, here in the major, you have to sort that bracket out from start to finish in one sitting, and I tell you what, it caused me a lot of stress putting that one together, but so far so good. Let's see how this series goes. Again, for Atlanta FaZe, coming in second place in the last major and first in the first. Now, a chance to try to redeem this one. Of course, Toronto Ultra waiting in the wings for these two teams to be done. We'll see who comes out on top. But a long and exciting series ahead of us, hopefully. Don't forget, we have one more match coming up later on today. Of course, LA Thieves taking on Florida Mutineers. But for now, Chance, the stage is set. Our pieces are in place. And we are briefly waiting now for the curtain to rise and get this show on the road. Both teams in their respective facilities, servers are set. You can see it is strictly business, game faces across the board. The Crim Shake, which we will hopefully get to see in person one of these days, this stage. Here we go. Apocalypse Hardpoint, map #1, as we now get started. Major #3's winners bracket matchup, the first today. Here we go, my friend. Apocalypse up first.
And just looking at those records, man, obviously Dallas hasn't played it a ton. There's still a lot to be learned, but from the side of FaZe, the 2-4, the struggles more recently. Again, 0-3 throughout the regular season of stage 3. This is if they're allowing it through. You have to imagine they've been trying to make these adjustments, and something I'm very curious about, just how this opening break happens, even from what Dallas Empire wants to do. I think the craziest strat we've seen, a 4 flood up through broken side, and well, it looks like Dallas potentially sending 3 players that way.
The #4, he's maybe lagging a little bit, but he might get involved in a second. There we go. They're going to flood that point. Here we go. The gunshots are through, and Dallas take it over. It's going to be a 2 clean dead right off the rip. They're going to have control now of the back, and that's Shotzzy, #1. Immediate flood out towards Temple side, and it looks like they may well have flipped those spawns. No, they haven't. #3 still spawning left. Oh, and that's strange. We're going to see how that one plays out. And again, Dallas not quite complete here, but Shotzzy 3 in a row to start this one off. What a great start out, the young man. An electrifying beginning here to Apocalypse, but still Atlanta FaZe. They're still playing the objective. Elite goes toe-to-toe with aBeZy, takes a couple with him, Chance, and we're still fighting for control of the right-hand side of the map. The Hackney effect still in place.
I was going to say, all things considered, for the attempt off the opening break to get those first 2 kills, to end up losing out on the time that quickly and to not secure the spawns. FaZe is going to be happy, but FaZe is going to be sad if they start spawning out towards no man's, which is exactly what happens in the final 10 seconds. So getting punished for those final few gunfights. Now Empire swarmed to the backside of the hill, and maybe these P1, P2 struggles for FaZe are going to continue, or maybe they can clutch up inside the hill.
Here where they go. Already still doing good, holding onto this position. Hardpoint time ticking away for Atlanta FaZe right now. 45 seconds, give or take, remaining here. Shotzzy trying to find a cheeky peek. No one quite knows he's here. I take it back. Arcitys guns are up. Cellium's going to come from behind. Cellium through mid. Finds himself a second kill as well. And again, we are looking towards picking up a ton more time here. No one able to make much happen. Dallas have been caught unaware, winded by a couple of knockout blows here from Atlanta FaZe. Arcitys up top. He's going to land. That's going to tag up a few more players. And oh, it is a disastrous attempt now. As they approach the hard point, Dallas still struggling to make a dent here on Apocalypse.
And honestly, what a wild start to this game, right? Dallas Empire off the rip, flip spawns, you think it's going great. Even for the P2 break, they start spawning FaZe out towards no man's. You win a couple gunfights, you get the temple control. And all these small little good things turn into a like 70-point lead for Atlanta. A ridiculous start, clearly. They put some time in to figure out what's going wrong. At least when you're losing spawns, you know what to do after. The rep's certainly coming through, but of course now Dallas Empire on this 3rd hill, working on the comeback, and you see #5 on the minimap, Arcitys. Well, the pinch is in.
Oh, that second hard point, a single second doesn't go the way of Dallas Empire so far. Let's see now what they've got as they can hold on to this one. Will we get the break, or will Atlanta hold it? I'm going to now go for a quick Astro Gaming listen in with Atlanta FaZe.
Yo, try and flip him.
I'm on a 5. Get my heli. Get my heli.
Yeah, heli. Try and flip him. Try and flip him.
Okay,
You
get my
tell this guy? Heli,
Oh, you aligned up.
Heli,
I'm in new.
I have an artillery.
In new.
Yeah,
You're by yourself, Alec. I'm trying to help you. I'm in bench.
I have an artillery.
Alec, I'm trying to bait for your full.
Yeah,
there's 20 2
yeah.
I can ping this.
I'm bench.
Nice, I'm on it.
Bench weak. I'm going
There's
out.
one,
I'm in
there's one.
No, shit. Yeah, just finish.
Where, Alec?
Bench in all 3 times.
One, two.
Yo, can someone get times?
I just wanna
Yo, he got me. Yo, he got me.
Where'd he go?
He's third. I didn't get my health storm. I did not get my health storm.
Yo, I'm blocking the back.
I spawned front.
I'm waiting for him.
Where's your friend with him?
I'm point shot.
Middle
I
I recur.
want now.
Go, went to time.
I'm playing, I gotta help.
Side if you can.
How much I can't.
Well, back, bench on me, back.
I'll see him on time. We got
Zig.
Zig ran away. Fellow one shot. I'll get front. They're both there. Fellow one shot. One.
Yeah, it's not the front. He's up.
Okay, we need side housing.
He's next to Coop.
I'm trying to get him in.
Shotzy's in the Coop. Yeah, throw your shit. We got data, guys. I'm one.
I'll see Coop.
Trying to hold the other side.
I spawn fire.
Could be on
I
you.
get told. I spawn fire.
I have new. Watch around.
Crim on me,
one spot.
I would push Tyler. Mid's open.
I'm in.
Tyler, help push. Alright.
I get the door. I'm looking at the door. They could be in the back.
I'm
looking at the door. I'm literally just holding.
I'm coming now. I'm playing.
Tyler's open. Yeah, she's helping me.
They're heading old. Do my auto.
No,
Take one shot, guys.
I can't push.
I have the back. Octane.
I don't know. I have the back.
Come on now, guys. I'm pinching. I'm trying to step in the back. I have to get that. Alec, play tight.
Got you.
Yo, float time and play tight. One top. I think there's one top.
I'm top. I went top.
In the back, shot it. Push it out now.
More back.
Nice, good shit. You're fucking disgusting.
Help him see.
Yeah, team flash. I'm laying down. Team from me.
I'm top theory. I got top
Big 30, big 30.
Front ammo's open.
In the back somewhere.
Back.
It might be top.
Push off
I'm one shot, guys. I'm one shot.
He was top TV.
Let's go. I'm gonna be close.
Take your time, Chris. I'm watching
top
Heli,
purple. I'm top purple.
I need help out there.
Here you go.
Top purple.
How many
HyDra? I'm coming up.
He's up.
On the hop up. Hop up. One top. They're both weak. He's MP3.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get it.
Things starting to get a little closer than they were after that second hard point. We saw Dallas manage to get the breaks in the third. Fourth doesn't quite go their way, mate. After that listening there, I mean, it's got to be said, Cellium, one of the fastest walkers in the league by far, man. I think he's given FeLo a run for that Motormouth title.
I mean, he's certainly in the mix. I will say, though, that was a phenomenal listening and honestly, educational play style from aBeZy as well. That is about the slowest we have ever seen him play. Not flooding into the statue hill, not trying to throw his life away, and he ends up spawning out anyway. But after that, FaZe reacts perfectly. They turtle up in the time. They're reading the spawns. That was an educational moment for basically how you want to play those two hills, even when they got dealt a bad hand. Of course, as it stands now, Empire still working on this comeback. They've actually had the spawns flip towards new, so able to potentially chain these hills together because they're still trying to maintain that 40-point deficit that they're trying to chip away at.
Climbing away slowly but surely, getting back into this one. 172 climbing right now for Atlanta FaZe. All the shots able to take one with him before we go down. But again, top right-hand side of the screen, second hard point now in the second set. And it's good look so far for Dallas. They're going to get a little bit of time out first. Crim's trying to buy some time for the team, the Vanguard. Pushing those players from FaZe back. But here comes the hit. Shotzzy's going to try to slow him down on the approach. Watching that low lane now. And you've got those members of FaZe trying to push now through mid. They're going to hit that top courtyard side of the map as well. The statue side of the hard point. Here we go. Winding up for the shot. aBeZy's got some tags. Able to make his way forward. The two-man hit there from Dallas Empire slows it down. But still, Cellium waiting patiently down low, gets the top of his head clean cut off, and this is great chance. Second hard point here in the second set going to Dallas so far. They have managed to turn this around magnificently. Didn't get a single second the first time round. But second bet working out all right so far. 20 seconds left.
And this is honestly beautiful from Dallas as well. Not only have they made the comeback, potentially going to take the lead on this hill, they've also ended up flipping the spawn. So yes, FaZe gets the back spawns. Yes, that's going to be good enough for them to break the hill, but they break it with 10 seconds left. And now Dallas, well, they're on the side of the map that they want to have for the next, 3 hills in a row. Obviously, FaZe is going to be trying to make the flip if they can. That's what aBeZy is certainly thinking about for the moment. But as it stands, the nice strike and hill. Empire certainly have the television side of things surrounded, but aBeZy, just like the roaming player, taking these guys down before they can get near the hard point.
A great job out of aBeZy. He's still going. Oh, aBeZy. There's 2 more players. Oh my God, he takes 3. If only for iLLeY there to maybe get the trade, that could have been all 4. Wow. Arcitys on the immediate pickup there. 17 and 9 from him overall. Unbelievable stuff as Atlanta FaZe now starting to look towards the victory. They've got themselves control of bottom stilts. Shotzzy's finally able to stop the bleeding. Again, eyes on the rotations. 20 seconds left on this point. You are going to be looking over towards that statue. Big old broken head towards the top side of the map. Shotzzy's trying to pick up some damage and constellation kills along the way. But it is 25 points now for the win for Atlanta FaZe.
It was a full 60 that the Empire got on this next till the last time around, and it's a full 60 that they're going to need. We know FaZe loves to try to put pressure on No Man's Land, try to get these back spawns and make it that much easier. Cellium able to strike with one, but while he's doing this, he's completely trapped. He's not even blocking the spawns. He's getting hunted, but his awareness is next level. Of course, while this is happening, he eventually gets hunted. His teammates have not flipped the spawns, and Dallas still just racking up all that hill time, trying to see if they can get another lead change once again. And for FaZe, well, 15 seconds away. They just need one good break.
Oh my god, I was going to say, aBeZy can't do this alone. aBeZy, oh my god, he takes two. What the hell? Why can't you stop the man? He's having a nice one as an individual, but the teamwork will prevail. Shotzzy now holding the line alone. He does have help in the form of iLLeY, but Shotzzy now getting it done by himself. Oh my word, Cellium takes care of him in that situation. You've got a bit of hard point time now. Going to FaZe. FeLo, onto the point he goes. A nice re-engage, but Simp's going to get it done. Simp finds two more. And my. It's been a good hold from Dallas, but not quite enough. 10 points now for the win. As Atlanta FaZe, they'll rack up a few more. It's going to have to be perfect. The rotation's on. And once again, chances to aBeZy. Hard points up. Trades are on point. Cellium, though, getting involved. 24 and 16 for him. And that is that. Atlanta FaZe, they did the massive amount of hard work at the start of the map there, basically pushing Dallas to the edge. And it was a nice comeback, but not quite enough. As Atlanta FaZe, they will take map number 1. And oh my god, man, the individual plays. In a game that's so driven around teamwork, we saw some magic from these players.
I mean, honestly, that seems like they were taking extreme care to play as perfectly as they possibly could. I mean, even the plays aBeZy had, the patience that he displayed throughout that entire game, honestly kind of insane. It was multiple times where he's just hanging out for 10, 15, 20, even longer than that at times, just waiting for his teammates to try to set him up, and occasionally, when they didn't, he just did it himself. What a ridiculous game, number 1. And again, you're coming into this map 0-3 throughout stage 3 on Apocalypse. You have a negative record overall. I have to imagine Dallas Empire was happy to see that map had come through. And well, for FaZe, just to steal it away from map number 1 and win it like that already makes the series that much more difficult for the Dallas Empire. They got a long road ahead.
Long road ahead of him indeed. Again, a close fought battle there. 250 to 209 as map 1 comes to a close. Look at the stats there. Again, it was a very nice performance coming out of Cellium. That's 24 and 16 overall. He had a brilliant start. You heard Simp in the listening, giving him nothing but love there, saying, "You are friggin' nasty," whatever that means. Very, very excited to see those. The start of the series now comes to an end. Map number 2 on its way up now. Map, dude, aBeZy, like you were screaming it. You were like, he's so patient. We saw him do it like 2 or 3 times throughout that map, man, where he would just pump the brakes. He would let the enemy team make those mistakes. aLLeY evolving before our very eyes. Atlanta FaZe, take that map number 1. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And upon our return, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to search and destroy Atlanta FaZe, Dallas Empire. You don't want to miss it. More Call of Duty League action upon our return.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming.
Tune in to the Call of Duty League Top 4 Sunday to earn the You Tried emblem and 3 unique calling cards. The longer you watch, the more you can earn. So don't forget to link your Activision and YouTube accounts to start earning today. We got chalked, we got fully tilted, we got cracked, we got sweet calling cards for you to flaunt, not only in game, but you can also put them in your little calling card showcase on your profile. I've seen those as well. But let's take a look now at Atlanta FaZe chance. A lot of love goes this way of this team, and rightfully so. Hard workers, great ambassadors for the games, and right now, stone cold killers. That's the stage 3 KDs on your screen there, mate. What do you make of it?
Well, what I make of it is we're going to a map 2 checkmate for Search and Destroy, and that 1.41 that aBeZy's thrown up, well, most of that comes from the map of checkmate, where he has been the Reaper inside of the airplane. So I'm just thinking about how scary this team is, man. If you take a record of one of their worst maps that they have in Apocalypse, and they're just making those adjustments, admittedly, it was only one map, but that gameplay just looks super clean, as mistake-free as you could ask for. aBeZy's throwing up the highlight reel when he needs to, so that is just efficient work across the board. And you go now into this map for FaZe, if you're just looking at it from their point of view, it was their auto veto, checkmate S&D for the longest time, but not because they were bad at it, they just didn't feel like having to play it. Now they've broken it out, and they're 4-0 on the map, undefeated. And minutes from the flip side for Dallas, obviously they are incredible at it as well. It is again just a battle here on map number 2, but it is just a scary one, I'd say, to have to go up against FaZe.
Indeed, well, FaZe have managed to turn their weaknesses into their strengths, and that, I mean, truly, that's what you want to do, right? It sounds a bit obvious. It sounds a bit stupid when I say it out loud, but it's the truth. We really do have worked on their flaws, and we're looking at a very dangerous squad coming into this major. But Dallas Empire, will there be more than a bump in the road for Atlanta FaZe? We'll find out. A top contender without a shadow of a doubt. Into the search we go. iLLeY's getting that left flank. Shotzzy's got himself a bomb. We'll see if they'll stick to the plan. Plane. aBeZy.
Just running the show. You're just back to the First Blood King, the Reaper, whatever you want to call him, but he's able to provide there. And, well, Simp might be the lone man in the actual airplane now, but he's going to bail out because they know they have that man advantage. And look at the problems that aBeZy's causing, right? Pushes up A Street, gets a kill. Crimsix is now retreated to the back red tower, expecting a flank to come through, but he says, hey, we got the positioning, we got the man advantage. As long as I don't die, we should be good to go for this round. Is that bomb now working towards B?
Oh my god, Shotzzy's in. Here comes the trades. Nice, but it's not good enough. aBeZy's going to get another one. That's a 1v3 now. I was going to say, Crim, better late than never, but 35 seconds remaining here in this round. This is a difficult situation for Crim to be in. Trades very favourable there from Atlanta FaZe. Less than 30 now. Crim's going to play this one slow, and aBeZy, he's not going to give up this angle. Look at the patience of this man. A virtue it is. He holds the line the whole way, and from the first blood to the last, Atlanta FaZe take the round.
Take the round and again put themselves in a situation where they're just not even allowing them to make mistakes. Like you work with your teammate over towards A Street, you got your pal watching over you, and then you just retreat after that because you did your job, you got the first blood. Similar stuff to what we saw on the map number 1, just putting themselves in the situations to play mistake-free Call of Duty. So nice rounds back to back. Of course, defense just a little bit favored. Now FaZe on the attack. I have to imagine again, it is just all about that plane control. Looks like Shotzzy, at least early on, the only player for Empire inside.
Oh, iLLeY wins it. Cross map. Bags up. He's going to back up and stay alive. That's a great bit of work there from Dallas to get that first blood. Still, you have that plane control for now. The bomb site overwhelmed now by those Empire players and aBeZy. We've seen those first bloods come through. On a 3 spree now. Can he keep this one going? He knows he's making a lot of noise, trying to bait something out of these players of Dallas. Here comes the hit. aBeZy, wow, even after getting hit by the nade. Not enough to stun him, as he managed to get 4 in a row now. Simp trying to retake plane control. 45 seconds left on the clock, and chance, it is back and forth. FeLo now gets on the board. aBeZy still in that plane control. We're giving him a lot of praise, and rightfully so. Wow, another huge kill. That's 5 in a row. Crim now in a 1v2. aBeZy and Cell now looking to close the round out. He's in trouble. Crim's in trouble. Can he get out of this one? The answer is no. FaZe with another good round.
Just hunting him down. That is, you know, maybe just to try to stay on theme here with like the mistake-free. I mean, Shotzzy's solo challenge off the B bomb just to try to take aBeZy down. In a situation, I don't know if the nade connected, if he had him weak or whatever the idea was, but I mean, you're on defense. You give away the first blood. You even give up like a little bit of plane control, and it's just a gunfight you don't necessarily need to take. And again, you can certainly appreciate the attempt, but as it stands, aBeZy 5-0. I mean, we're 2 rounds in, and he's thinking about score streaks.
Nice start. It has to be said. I mean, he's averaging almost, what, 400 damage a round right now? It's just like, this is nuts. I mean, I can give you the exact number, but I don't want to be that nerdy. It's not my brand. aBeZy looking to find that first blood once again. Deadly. Patient gameplay. Shotzzy gets involved, finally puts him down. Nice opener. A little bit of friendly fire there, bit of a friendly tickle from FeLo. He and Shotzzy working brilliantly together here and trying to get onto that B-bomb site. Finally, will we see that bomb even get close enough to be planted? Cellium catches a Crim out and about. 45 on the clock. Oh, and a nice one there from FeLo. Makes it a 2v3 chance.
FeLo does love this airplane. But the 2v3, well, you mantle up. You're certainly going to make noise, but maybe not enough. Certainly the shots are going to do the trick, and now you actually have players over swarming. You've taken the bomb past A Street. Simp doesn't need to check it. You would never expect it to be down, but now for Dallas Empire, you have to make moves to go and pick it up, and it's 3 kills the whole way around. FaZe with 3 in a row, and that's in spite of not getting the first blood.
Oh, lordy. Cell, they were running into his open mouth. Delicious. Little Dallas Empire treats. Maybe chocolate on the outside, but on the inside is whatever, gold, caramel, yum-yums. That was an easy one for him. That's 5 in a row for Cellium. I mean, dude, it's rancid. It's non-stop. Whether it's aBeZy or Cell popping off, they're both having a lovely search so far. Here we go, Chance. Back at it. Back to the plane. So all the angles. Not able to get a tag just yet, but they've got themselves well and truly onto the bomb site now. Dallas have conceded the site, conceded the table. See how they play the retake.
Couple nades going through from both sides. Simp gets left on the bomb, but hey, he gets it down and did his job, but he does get picked off, so it's now going to be a 3v4. Arcitys is trying to even up the odds, but he gets caught. iLLeY still roaming the A Street and selling with the trades. Now a 2v2. FaZe working on the clutch.
Oh my god, aBeZy, I was going to say, he got a nice pick on the wing. He dives right back into the cabin. And he's handing out more than peanuts and bottles of water, I'll tell you that. My god, let's watch it again in slow motion. Because why not? The pick on the wing was one thing. This is for number 3 as well. iLLeY. Holy. aBeZy, 8-1. He is absolutely disgusting in this series so far.
I mean, we've had some strange rounds, but whether or not the strangest is present in the game, aBeZy still just the Reaper. I mean, Cellium is perfect right now, 6-0, but aBeZy in this series alone is just building himself a nice little highlight reel of 3 pieces, and well, we're just 2 maps in. We're thinking about maybe getting some sort of a response from Dallas Empire, but for the moment they are just being suffocated and shot through walls. iLLeY may be there for the trades, but even still in a 3v3, this is not a fun spot for the Empire to be in, but iLLeY, there you go. There's the second pick. Dallas now with a small advantage in the round.
Absolutely hit Arcitys with a clothesline there. You trying to bait something out? Crazy work. Full streaks for Cellium, 8-0. 2v2 situation now. Oh boy, aBeZy's hurt, 71 HP. You have to finish him. Here comes the streaks. One way for Cell to get involved and try to help out. And oh, he should have clearance for that player into the bomb site. Doesn't land much, but earning time. 30 seconds remaining. Cell and aBeZy working the lower side of the map. In control going the way of Dallas for now. FeLo, here comes the plant. Look at this from Cell. As soon as the bomb goes down, immediate pressure, tags are there. It's now going to be a 1v1. iLLeY gets the damage in. Cell's got to back on up. This is for kill number 10. Round number 5. If Cellium can get it, And he may have just made the read chance. He may have just got it done. And iLLeY! Woo! Dallas! They can breathe a sigh of relief. They are on the board now, 4-1.
iLLeY channeling some of his inner SMD start. The number of 1v1s in his career he has probably had against Cellium, just uncountable. These plays here are the plays that can win you games and win you rounds. iLLeY trying to provide, and even the spot towards the end, just playing for the audio cues. He can see the cross towards bomb, and obviously you try to come up in the plane behind him, he's gonna be able to hear something eventually. So shout out iLLeY, bro. 4 kills in a row, 6 to his name, but all of that just for a round.
Yep.
I mean, he slowed down Cellium, but you slow him down to a 9-1 record.
I mean, if iLLeY's got an ace,
a long way to go.
If he's got an ace to win the round, yeah, we've got a long way to go, man. Like, Dallas are certainly going through the struggles right now. He's won this fight against Arcitys in previous rounds, but now there's an aBeZy to get involved, baby, and that's a long range first blood he'll have. 9-2 overall. A lot of love towards this A side of the map, but that's more for the angles than anything. Shotzzy still in his position over by B-bomb site where he likes to be. Now aBeZy coming to reinforce Simp, trying to make the play here, looking for these tiny terrorists to really get involved. FeLo watching that long line of sight. Tag, what a damage dealt. 45 seconds chance. This is it. Here comes Simp. Bang on time.
Just working on this swarm. Surprise here, Simp. He's gonna fall. Cellium does get a trade inside the plane, and the trades do not come through. Shotzzy able to pick up 2, and well, time is ticking. 30 seconds left on the clock, but it all comes down to Crim. He's found his corner and gets hunted down. I feel like just through this series alone, we can make a montage or just this game of Crim just being hunted by these players of FaZe in different parts of the map. And even for this round, man, any single time Dallas Empire gets any sort of advantage, it just gets snuffed away immediately. Even for the first bloods, by the way, just to touch on aBeZy for the umpteenth time, you could just, like, the number of times where he just surprises you and just jumps out and appears on your screen for a second and you just get obliterated. I mean, these guys just have to be a nightmare to play against. Cellium and aBeZy, 20-4 combined. I mean, effectively, they're 2v4ing.
I mean, there are top guns right now. They're both shooting for that top spot. Simp's going to get the second kill out of this one. Self behind. FeLo, last player left alive. This is it. The search and destroy. There's the ping. There he is, boys, at the back of the plane. Go and get him. Just go and get him. They can group up together. They can do this however they want. And it's on FeLo now. Oh, my God. That round barely lasted 25 seconds. Well, Chance, it's a 2-0. So far in the series, as Atlanta FaZe continue to prove their absolute dominance. It's vintage FaZe. It's vintage FaZe, and by vintage, I mean stage 1. Like, it's just they're back in fine form in the search and destroy department, and dare I say, more dangerous than ever. 2-0 in the series so far. Dallas, a little bit more to be desired here in this winner's bracket matchup.
I mean, to be explicitly clear, that is one of Dallas's best search and destroy maps. They just got picked apart. They barely looked like they were part of the series at all. And for FaZe, I mean, aBeZy, ridiculous numbers, 1.41 KD on the day, a highlight reel in pretty much both the games that he's had. He is patient play when he needs. He gets first bloods on command. I mean, we're 2 maps in, but he is having himself one hell of a series as FaZe. I mean, they just look completely and utterly dominant.
It's not, I mean, there's not much more you can break down here. I mean, they are truly, first and foremost, ahead of the game right now. Look at the stats there, and again, it's the damage and the kills department from aBeZy and Cellium really going big. I mean, Arcitys and Simp barely had to be involved at times, man. Don't get me wrong, like, they're still getting damage, they're still playing their roles up, but like, Arcitys can chill, man. He's going 2-4, he can just chill out. And Crim, let's face it, he's now in the running to be the next James Bond. 007 right there. A tough map for Crim, playing that island role, being overwhelmed at nearly every single opportunity. Tough round for Dallas, a tough map indeed to be dealt with. And Chance, you called it, bro. One of their best search and destroys. FaZe really making them look good. Let's take a quick look now at our US Army tactical play. It's from round number 4. An exciting one to watch. And again, Chance, this is just more aBeZy. This is more aBeZy love. A little bit of Cellium in there, sprinkled in for good measure. And it is truly a recipe for success.
And I believe this is probably the round where aBeZy picks up the 3 towards the end, and it's almost like the general strat that you have, right? You just want to get the bomb down, even if the guy that get the plants off falls. You trust yourself to be able to clutch the 3v4, and it basically just plays into aBeZy's hand perfectly, right? Leaves the other tiny terror to die, but makes sure he clutches up in the end. And it's just good reads, nice little bunny hops, just good gun skill. I mean, it's just perfect gameplay coming out of FaZe right now, who have just started this tournament, Major 3, in frankly, a terrifying fashion.
Terrifying indeed. Well, they're living up to the name. Atlanta FaZe 2-0 in the series so far. Here's a little look at their proclamation of joy. Nice one, boys. GG's, that's that. We'll see you in control. And we will see you, fans, in control after this quick commercial break. Be right back.
So my name is Timothy Mark Hobbs Jr. Everybody just calls me Tim. I was deployed to Iraq twice and Afghanistan twice, and I did a humanitarian mission in Humacao, Puerto Rico. I just want to say thank you, USA, for allowing me to share in this very special experience with my kids.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
And let them live out their dream of being pro gamers for the day.
Look, if you want to be a pro gamer, you gotta look like one. So we got some Atlanta FaZe jerseys for you guys.
To be able to share this, our love of Call of Duty, the excitement was just building for me because I didn't tell them at all what we were doing today.
I'm gonna try to pull my weight here.
You got it.
I can't,
So the idea for the Battle Doc kit came from my point of contact at Still Serving Veterans. He had called me. It was like Call of Duty Endowment is kind of, sponsoring this, and they're looking for combat medics to participate in this contest. We think you're the best guy for the job.
Let's go, team. We got this one. NC 1v1 with the Undertaker MC. That was a nice comeback we had going.
I was able to be fortunate enough to help design the Battle Doc kit as an homage to those medics and corpsmen that have been deployed throughout time.
Oh, stay down, I got you. No, that's a good team, that's a good team.
Oh, what in the world is that?
All right, the last thing I'm gonna run you guys through is the car wash. It's like the basis around all of our content that we do.
Got the non-smile, he's looking fierce, he's business ready. If I was playing against this guy, I'd be shook.
There you go. Honestly, appreciate what you guys do for us. Thank you for coming out, spending some time, playing some games with us. We really enjoyed it, and we got some gear over here for you guys to take when you guys leave.
When you hang up your uniform, all you're gonna have is your family. Your family is gonna be there for you. And that's why my family is the most important thing to me now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League Major 3, brought to you by USAA. Now map number 3, Garrison Control, just a few moments away. RC, Cellium, aBeZy, and Simp, full of smiles. You saw their video piece there, and man, they are loving life right now. 2-0 up over Dallas Empire in a disgusting fashion. Quite frankly, I think the fans, I know the Twitter's blowing up right now and everyone's feeling it, and certainly Dallas Empire are feeling it. Perplexed look across the faces of the players right now, and this is it, time for the big old regain. Long distance, what, 6 foot fist bump there as everyone's got to stretch a little bit, sign of the times. But here we go, Chance. Garrison control. We are moments away from getting into this one. And this is Dallas's only chance now to really make a rebound here in the winner's bracket. After this, I mean, I'm waiting for the tweet. Our run begins now. Here we go. Let's find out what happens.
I mean, I'll tell you, I assume the numbers are going to appear on your screen in a brief moment of just showing the map records between these two teams on Garrison control. And
there it is.
Well, it is one-sided for Atlanta. I was going to say the series after map 1, it just gets better and better for FaZe. Like, it is scarier the longer you go. And I tell you, I'm already scared of this team, man. Like, I know it's a very reactionary take. We're only 2 maps into Major 3, but I mean, this team, they just look different. They just look back to, again, just that, like, the aura of dominance, right? I'm thinking the series they had against OpTic, like, last week, where they just, again, we're just in top form. And here so far, again, only 2 maps in, but also look to be in top form. Still, though, you got to close it out. Empire, Garrison control, where they start their run.
The run begins now for Empire. Nice nade up from Simp there. There is a lot of presence. There are a lot of members of Atlanta FaZe on the A zone. That is an early contest. That is an early grave, really. Oh my God, the contest is there. Simp flies forward. Cell gets another one. The A zone continues to be captured. The second segment gone. 1 remains. And Chance, you can say goodbye to the A zone. Dallas, it's all over to B. This, dude, this is one hell of a control.
It's their playground. They could just do whatever they want on the map right now. FaZe is just looking a little bit different. You can actually see a couple players that trap FaZe in the base when they're coming off spawn, but of course on the flip side, well, FaZe is also trapping them, so it's a battle of who can get out of their spawn first. Dallas giving the attempt, and well, Shotzzy for the moment doesn't really want anything to do with this gunfight, but Simp now effectively just keeping 2 players at bay. Keep an eye on the minimap, by the way. FaZe is still trying to get out of their spawn as well. Dallas has the clearance on their side, and Crim with the gunfights, the 4 spree for the GOAT. Keeping his team in it and keeping that map control on defense so far.
Yeah, he died once and went on a 4 spree. See if we can't make those streaks work out. Cell, toe-to-toe against Crim, takes him down. He's up next, trying to maintain that top green control. He's like that. See ya! I'm out. Simp's going to get the kill just before he hits the ground. FeLo now trying to take care of mid-map. What's he got? A little bit of coverage over the top from Crim's going to help out. Shotzzy gets involved as well. Nice work. Dallas Empire, 2 players there on the B zone for the defense, but it's on the FeLo now, trying to bring that submachine gun forward. Can he catch a couple on their way out into the front lines? There's the first. Slip slides, but Arcitys not to have his ankles broken. Instead, he breaks FeLo's nose. That's that. Now we see FaZe Chance back on the offense, making their way forward.
This is just operation try to get out of your spawn. Dallas Empire, again, since Crim is basically gone and taken control, they've never given it up. Always have that presence in dark. Crim still chilling up top green, and maybe green will be the opening. You got FaZe, 3 players coming in through the trash side of aBeZy. Well, he gets up top, but even still, I mean, Shotzzy, he's got a 4 spree. He's hanging out in dark. He can flank whenever he wants and just shoot these players in the back. And for FaZe, well, time is ticking. Only 22 seconds left on the clock.
Shotzzy, keep the spree going. 5. Be nice. There it is. 16.5 left on the clock. Shotzzy still battling for this one. 6 kills in a row now. aBeZy's up next. Oh, can he get it? A little bit of help from FeLo, but still, that's good enough for now. Shotzzy keeps the spree going. Crim couldn't get streaks early, but Shotzzy just may be able to get it done. Final 10 seconds. It should be the round for Dallas Empire, bar any last-minute mania from FaZe, and it looks like they're going to hold them at bay. A couple of kills going their way. Crim's going to get it done after a diabolical performance in the Search and Destroy. Dallas Empire starting to pull things back 1 round at a time.
And genuinely just a wonderful defensive round. I'm pretty sure Crimsix is the main reason why they made it happen, right? He gets into their spawn after A gets capped, and instead of trying to flank through green and pick up the kills, just says, hey, we just need control, keep them trapped in their spawn, and we'll be good to go. He goes on a 4 spree to set it up, and obviously you set up Shotzzy. He's going to knock it down, follows up with a 6 or 7 spree of his own. 6, which he's still on, by the way, inside of dark. So the map presence certainly there. And for Shotzzy, if you can get these streaks, what a way that would be to chain together and get an offensive round win if you can bomb out that A point. We'll see if he can make the play.
And again, the ever-changing nature of control in this game. It's amazing seeing that A point go so fast. Everyone thinks that's the important one to hold, and you saw Dallas make a very good effort on the B defense. aBeZy with the first bloods once again, but it's not going to amount to a whole lot. Patient Simp. Sorry, I realized how weird that sounded saying it out loud, but Simp's being very patient. The person, the player. Locks down top green control, and he knows Shotzzy's close, man. Don't forget, Shotzzy's still on that 6 spree. Playing for streaks. Oh my god! Slips out. A couple of kills going the way of his teammates, though. Shotzzy does slip the net, and he dies in the background. 50 seconds remaining now, chance. Dallas Empire not able to make much of an approach here. They are back in spawn. That's all of them. Trapped on the right-hand side of the map. Now they've got to make their way out. Grim can't win the gunfight alone. FeLo with a pickup. Here comes Illianco, sliding their way out through green, and it's FeLo dealing so much damage. Kills, can he get him? Matt, he's out, not a chance. 30 seconds remaining, mate. We've still got Dallas trapped on the right-hand side.
And they're trying to find a way to break out, but basically they've had no life. They are getting overwhelmed by Simp right now. He's been living under that sky tank for quite some time. There's another kill he's able to get. It's a 4 spree for him. His teammates have control of everything. You try to break out, Arcitys kills you. There's number 5 from him. Complete and utter dominance for both teams on their defensive rounds. And frankly, just the teamwork that FaZe exemplified in this round was on point, right? Simp let Shotzzy get top green, trust his teammates to get the kills, they succeed. You get under sky tank, he's working with aBeZy at times, working with Arcitys at times. Everyone showing off some of their best stuff so far in this game. But of course, now the tables have turned. Last round, it was Shotzzy attempting to go for some score streaks. When we spawn into this one, it'll be Simp's turn.
And again, for those of you counting at home, Dallas Empire, not a single segment captured. They are in this is the road to not having defense in that final round should we get there. Atlanta FaZe set themselves up great. Managed to capture all of them in that first, or at least 3. A single A point, and there we go. Another attacking round now for Atlanta FaZe. Don't forget, Simp on that 5 spree. 10 and 6 overall. 10 and 5 for Cellium. Whole team really bringing this one together, chance, but there we go. Atlanta FaZe doing what we'd expect of them.
What I'm expecting, honestly, just the amount of information Simp's able to get, right? Pick up both the alleys, spots out Crim. I think they had an idea that FeLo was playing around green, and now just working with his teammates to get the actual kills and stack up inside the point. Simp again just looking for his next 2 to get the streaks, and Shotzzy able to pick up 2. Simp falls in the feed, and just like that, you get wiped, and Shotzzy, he's back home inside this Dark Gens area. Last time he was here, well, they were never able to kill him. He is a tough man to exterminate.
You know, hire some professional help to take care of a menace like that. Crim from up top now, just a bit of a peppering spray and keep these players back, and aBeZy throwing them slinky shoulders. Oh my god, what was that kill? What? Why does that happen? aBeZy's having a series of a lifetime right now, breaking the rules of physics. Can we get an expert in here? Can we get someone from Treyarch to explain how aBeZy does the things that aBeZy does? I know it's getting boring, friends, just hearing us scream his name, but with good reason. Over to the A zone we go. Got mans on point trying to deal that damage, but Atlanta FaZe, man, they are capping it. That's 24.6 on the clock. Stopped up. Not fast and Simp had to go when that nade landed, but there we go, chance. Almost going to see that first segment in A complete.
And look at this, Empire don't care though. They're just like, hey, we don't actually need the point. As long as we keep you trapped in your spawn, we're good to go. So yes, they're giving away a little progression, but after they get the kills, now they can swarm. They try to take Cellium down though, and he takes 2. So now the progression actually gets a little bit curious, because now even FaZe putting pressure over towards B. They take out Crim, who was still roaming inside their base, and FaZe trying to make the best of a bad situation as Cellium, by his lonesome, I mean, he might be able to get the SA cap.
Oh my god, that was the kill he's gonna land it. That's
by
gonna
himself.
be A. By himself, dude. It took a long time, but he gets it done. And that's the thing, you don't take care of him. He's on a 4 spree right now. Crim's gonna play prone, and oh my god, Cellium playing with his food.
Poor Crim,
he eats Crim
dude.
alive. Not even sure if he chewed, if Crim even hit the sides there, because Cellium, he is a monster, a titan on the map. Feasting his way, and that's going to be 1 minute left on the clock. They've got 2 segments on B to grab. They've got 1 player on right now. My word. Atlanta FaZe, style points indeed. Cell's still going to keep this spree going if he can take care of iLLeY. And again, look at the map presence they have. Look at the awareness they have. Cell, he may as well be cheating right now. This is disgusting out of Atlanta FaZe.
While he's doing this, aBeZy's picking up 2 pieces inside the hill. Crim gets dealt with, everybody off spawn, and just like that, a quick round, at least towards the end, of one of the strangest rounds of control we've seen. It's not even worth criticizing the plays from Dallas Empire, because in my mind, they played it just about perfectly. Again, keeping the pressure on the map, not trying to make any mistakes. The problem was, They just got Cellium. I don't know what to say, man. Picking up the 2 pieces, 2 separate occasions to solo cap. It takes 45 seconds to do it by yourself. And I'd say that the final kill that Cellium got after he capped the point when he's doing the spam crouch on top of the radar truck, that is the most confident I have ever been in a player to win a one-on-one gunfight.
Dude, he could have hit an emote.
As soon as it starts, you just know for a fact Crim is just dead. Like, just nothing Crim can do in that situation.
Oh, I'm in trouble here. Oh, yep. And Cell back at it. Back at it with the moves like Jagger. All right, well, one more round's all Atlanta FaZe need to seal the deal here, but they still have to get it done. Alice not out of this one yet. Shotzzy with a nice opening kill. Last trade from aBeZy. Now streaks for aBeZy. That's 20 and 14 overall. The 6th kill in a row. He's going to sit down low vents and just stay here. Hold that middle lane. Make sure that no one from Dallas gets through. iLLeY will get that first segment on B completed. There's still a little bit of love here to be had. There's the trade coming through. That's going to stop the spree. We are going to see the artillery in the back pocket there of aBeZy, but now final segment on B. And this has been a nice opening from Dallas Empire. They've got a little bit more work to do here. They cross the map, try to go over towards A, and that's exactly what Atlanta FaZe are fortifying right now.
And a couple nice bait switches coming through as well. aBeZy gets dealt with. That's the 2 kills they're looking for. And, well, now you got to think. Do you want to go for spawn kills or do you want to try to take down Arcitys? Arcitys gets dealt with. Green is now open. Crimsix able to get towards the point. iLLeY just looking for any kills he can find. But now the streaks are coming through. Should at least slow Empire down. But in the feed, you see Empire. They've picked up at least 2 kills.
Ooh. It's just a slow, it's not a dud necessarily. We do give Arcitys position to get in. Oh, but iLLeY from behind cuts him down before he can really deal the damage. And iLLeY! Kill number 4 in a row. And these are big kills. First segment at A complete. This could be the round. Can we get any more bodies on point? Crim wins a massive fight against aBeZy. And now he's going to take on the rest of the team. Slick moves out of the GOAT as he stays alive for a brief few moments. There it is. The A point done. As he body blocks his way. Big plays out of Porterhouse. And the Dallas Empire, they tie things up. Here we go, chance. Final round. But according to the segments captured, I've lost the math. I've lost it. I think it still goes.
FaZe 100% has defense.
Yeah, I think it still goes to FaZe. Yeah, I lost it for a moment there. I got all excited.
It was just that the first round Empire had on offense where they just didn't get a single tick able to come through and FaZe cap A off the rip. So that's the problem. I mean, in all things considered, a beautiful round from Dallas Empire there on offense. Get both points efficiently. You burn the artillery as well. The teamwork iLLeY was showing off with whoever was near him on the map. I think Crim at times, FeLo at others, but they were on point. Now you get set up for a round 5. iLLeY thinking about some score streaks of his own. This has been a score streak-oriented game. Just looking for those kills, and he's got Simp weak, and he knows he's got them dead to rights. There's the artillery and the crew. Shout out to capping the points on offense and getting the bonus points. Can't win the next, but he's done his job. He's gotten double streaked out, which should certainly help if they ever go towards A.
Shotzzy's going to hold down this point alone. Has to win the fight against aBeZy one-on-one. Here it is. aBeZy with the hip fire over the top. That's going to be that. There we go. Keeping the push alive. He's surely going to re-challenge this. What a nade from downtown. They're going to keep iLLeY back. He's doing a great job. This awareness is huge. Just trying to make sure that those angles are covered. Cellium, the bunny hop. iLLeY once again staying alive here. Keeping that presence up there for Dallas Empire. Keeping the pressure on. aBeZy. Still going for it. Still holding this line. Is Dallas finally able to really start to make some progress here on the B point, but they are still worried about that top green control. Cellium thankfully takes care of aBeZy for a brief moment, but chance iLLeY has been alive for what feels like the entire round. He's still holding this line.
Yeah, I mean, they're just looking for openings. Like, iLLeY's been roaming this area because they just never get the clearance. Everyone from FaZe doing such a good job of just buying time. While this is happening, though, you do actually have Crimsix about to capture that B point. He's getting pretty close to it, and the Cruise is going to get invested, but I mean, honestly, I don't know how much information you're even able to get. Maybe you spot out a player top green and inside of lights, but now Arcitys has worked himself all the way to the back spawn, and Cellium, by the way, just earned an artillery.
There it is, another streak going the way of Atlanta FaZe so far. 30 seconds remaining. iLLeY back to his catwalk position, can't get any more out of it, but again, trying to deal with the damage. Crim now bringing the AR up. The AR up? What did I just say? Streaks now for iLLeY. Softening up the middle of the map. Will this give Dallas Empire the clearance they need? 15 seconds on the clock now. 2 kills go their way. This is good enough. You can see the FaZe defenders making their way in towards that A zone. Now looking to get top green control. Can Crim do it? Cannot. Simp takes him down. Here comes the pressure now from Atlanta FaZe. the B zone goes, and with that chance now we're all down to A. A little bit of time left on the clock. Life count relatively even. FaZe with a slight advantage, but here we go. This is it for Atlanta FaZe. The Alamo, last point to defend. Dallas have got to get it done here.
And keep in mind, you just saw Cellium has an artillery and a cruise missile, and you only got 50 seconds, so you basically have to make this play perfect, burn both of the streaks, and hope that you have enough players alive to make some magic happen. And Shotzzy, the introduction to the Wizarding School, there's 2 kills to go their way. They get the clearance on the point, and you know that means the streak's about to get called in.
Yeah, wait for the streaks to fly through. Crim manages to land 2 more. Here comes the cruise up first. The first course in this degustation of explosive ordnance from above. There is the bend. Very slow and steady. In on the A point it goes. Shotzzy nearly maintaining that bricks control. This is huge. Will it pay off for them? Now Cellium trying to make the entries, and it's a nice entry. Still, Dallas holding on. Oh, iLLeY almost able to get it. 26.6 on the clock, though, as we see that member of Dallas on point. It is going to be FeLo from the back line. Here comes the second wave of artillery. The second course. Will it be a big fill? It's going to land, but not do too much damage. FeLo back onto the point. Now stops the clock. Can they get the kills? They do indeed. Crim now making his way forward, but it's Simp. It's Simp. It's aBeZy. And Shotzzy now on the rebound. Can he get on the point? Dallas are running out of lives. They've got none left. 15 seconds remaining, and they've got a little bit of a journey to do, and it all comes down to iLLeY. He has to make the play here. He's tagged up. He's going to be bagged up in a moment, and that's going to be it. 5 seconds, Crim. You got to go. Shotzzy leads the charge. One last valiant charge out of Empire as they point. Oh, they're on it. They've contested. No, Atlanta FaZe. There it is. It comes down to the last man from Dallas. Blood, sweat, and tears poured onto the A zone, but FaZe, hard work gets the job done early on here in the control game chance, and my word, a 3-0 here in the winners bracket. Atlanta FaZe will move on.
And I will say that was an insanely impressive game from the Empire to bounce back and make it that close. But I think at the end of the day, that is just a showcase series from both Cellium and aBeZy, who are just trying to fight for airtime as every single game, 3 maps in a row, they light up the feed. And I won't even say the control woes continue. That was too good of a game, and the gameplay from Empire was honestly as good as you could expect. I think, again, just Cellium and aBeZy just turned up a little bit too hard today on Thursday and just dominated the series. I mean, aBeZy was walking into map 3 with like a 1.4 KD, and then Cellium gets like double streaked out twice this game on top of his, 10 some odd kills he had in the search and destroy as well. Their 8th sweep on this season. I think they've only lost, 3 series this entire year. FaZe, I mean, the worst they've looked has been in 2nd place, and they're still were insanely good. I mean, this is a series that just reminded me of the dominance that they exhibited in stage 1.
Indeed. I mean, looking at the stats here again, what a match it really was. What a match that really was between 2 teams. Again, look at the advantages that FaZe had in both the respawn and in the control, in the hardpoint and in the control, excuse me, that Dallas managed to pull back as well. When their backs were against the wall, we saw them really grit their teeth and show true tenacity when it counted the most, and they really pulled this one back. And FaZe, just hard work early on, really made that bed for them. You know, they weren't really in too much of a tough spot. Search and destroy, totally different story though. Smoked them. Scuff play of the game, though. It is going to be the final few moments. Their chance. The last charge of the Dallas Empire in this series was a sight to behold, as they almost managed to get it done there. But streaks, streaks, streaks. Atlanta FaZe, I mean, they just had so much to throw at that point. They were able to have such an influence coming out of their spawn. You saw what Cell was doing time after time there. Massive stuff out of them.
And just so many moments where maybe if like one other gunfight goes their way, like Shotzzy putting in work, but there was always just that one extra guy that's able to come through and get those kills. And the number of opportunities where like even when you had the crossfire getting set up inside of bricks from iLLeY and Shotzzy, even iLLeY was dragging like 2 or 3 players down with them. Like they just tried time and time again. There was just always that extra player, the next gunfight coming through. And even in this one right there, just the 3rd player from FaZe nearby, teamwork on point. That is a 3-0 for those guys just to kick off their tournament.
Well, the real tournament begins now for the Dallas Empire's lower bracket run awaits, and for Atlanta FaZe, they will now play Toronto Ultra in winners round 2. What an exciting start to our winners bracket matchup. You get Dallas first round, you get Toronto next. We're going to throw in a quick commercial break. When we return, it's Lottie and Nameless on the desk. We'll be right back.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Call of Duty League Major 3 tournament presented by USAA. We have your bracket on the screen currently. So, 3 teams have advanced, 2 teams are going home, and 1 is sent to the losers bracket, but not packing just yet. Empire, there they are, elimination round 3, waiting in the wings there for OpTic. All Guerrillas to be coming through the elimination bracket run. Some big stuff on the board, and I do have 2 wonderful fellas on the desk yet again. Stud, Nameless, good to have you back on the desk, good to be in the HQ, and good to see some damn good S&D on our screens. And talking about that, Nameless, talk us through round 2 of S&D, aBeZy just popping off.
Yeah, we're going to get into the search here in a second, but before that, I mean, just Dallas in the respawns, they look solid. I really like what I saw. Didn't make too many big mistakes. FaZe just edging them out, but in that search and destroy, FaZe made a statement. aBeZy in the plane is he's just different, man. This is the best close quarters combat player, maybe all time. And you see it right here. He was just jumping around back and forth in the plane. You know, despite iLLeY getting this first blood, FaZe, they stay calm, cool, and collected. aBeZy and Simp in this plane. Throughout the map and their offenses, Simp would just go out to the bomb. He'd be the bait. He doesn't mind, and that's crazy for how talented Simp is to be that selfless player with the bomb, because he knows what aBeZy is capable of. And you see aBeZy here, he just wants a gunfight. He's trying to get information over there near yellow. He's jumping back and forth. The nade comes in. They're not able to take him out, and guess what? Somebody bites the bait, jumps out, loses the gunfight to aBeZy. aBeZy does it again. He's still trying to bait players out, and he ends up getting a 2-piece. And this was the same story throughout this map. I mean, in the plane, aBeZy would be such a big distraction that you would have to focus 2 players on him, and then Cellium would just clean up kills on the outside near one of the wings, picking up kills left and right as everybody was trying to direct their attention towards aBeZy. He's a factor, man, and their S&D look fantastic. I would not want to play them on Checkmate. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I'm right there with Nameless. You don't want to play them on Checkmate because it wasn't a 2-man show. Even though both of those guys had double digits, all 4 players had proper impacts. Like Arcitys, he's that safety net. He's going to be in the back, who's posted up with the AR, just making sure he's watching every lane, making sure no one is hitting the flank. And the way that Simp is playing this map, like Nameless said, just taking a back seat is something that we usually don't see. aBeZy is just jumping around, just playing so confident in that plane. And Simp, he's just using his life to give information. And that's something that you usually don't see. But Atlanta FaZe right now, they're just on point, especially in that search and destroy. Winning that series 3-0 is what we expected, but not in that fashion. At least not in the search and destroy. I thought that was going to be closer, but still a good series from FaZe.
200 IQ plays, fellas. That's what we're seeing right now from Atlanta FaZe. Let's see if they can keep that one up as they head through the winners bracket. Speaking of aBeZy, though, I will be catching up with him very, very soon. But before I do, let's talk about the next match that we have coming up. LA Thieves taking on Mutineers. It's going to be a big one. And I think we're expecting a lot out of both of these teams today. But I've been doing pretty well with my pick'ems, gents. I got to tell you now, I've been doing pretty well. I'm almost perfect. That last one I didn't get quite perfect, but I'm doing pretty good. I'm smooth sailing. I gotta know what you guys are thinking though. So Stud, I'll start with you, mate. What's your pick'em for this next match?
I'm looking pretty good in pick'ems too, Lottie. You know, I'm right there with you. I had 3-1s all day so far, but so far that one was a 3-0, so it really didn't go in my favor. But in this last match, I got Thieves 3-1. I feel like they're gonna come out and they're gonna win both hard points, losing both hard points in their last series versus New York. For their very first series with Huke, wasn't what we were expecting to see. Now that they have more time under their belt with more practice, I feel like they're going to be able to win that in a 3-1 fashion.
Yep, I'm going the opposite here. I'm going with Mutineers. Big Wake, Big Skies. They've been absolutely frying. Neptune had his best series yet on the map. I mean, he was just playing flawless Call of Duty. I love what I'm seeing on Mutineers. And for LA Thieves, I just don't think they've had enough time with Huke yet. It's going to be a bit of a struggle trying to plug him into their system. And what I saw to Huke, it honestly wasn't that impressive in their last series. He was throwing his life away on the Miami Search and Destroy, challenging gunfights he shouldn't be challenging, and just not in the right position. So I think that they're going to struggle here going up against a Mutineers team that's hitting their stride. I like this roster. I got them winning 3-1.
It's funny you should say that, Nameless, because you gave me a little bit of faith in Thieves, honestly, after listening to you talk about the way that JCap is going to whip them into shape, especially who's been trying to get him back into that team mode rather than beast mode on his own. That is true over time. But look, hey, I've got a little faith in this LA Thieves roster. I'm going to go 3-2. I do think it's going to be a super close matchup. But for me, right now, just based on what I've seen from Mutineers, I think they're on point, don't get me wrong, but it's the inconsistency. And if stats tell me anything, it tells me that they might have a little drop here. Who knows? Honestly, I'm in for a big game here. I don't mind either way. Look, pick'ems. It's one of those things. You get them wrong, you get them right. Tell you what, though, something that we are going to get right is speaking to aBeZy and figuring out how he feels after that matchup. It's been amazing. So we're going to have our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight just after this. Hello everybody and welcome to your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Joining me I have the one and only aBeZy from Atlanta FaZe. aBeZy, I gotta say man, you were a straight out assassin today. Unbelievable stuff from you and your team, and it's great to see you in that real major form that we know and love from you guys. I gotta ask you, you know, Nameless was really breaking down the S&D that we saw from you guys, and you particularly were going off there, and it was interesting to see you really playing so much, and Simp almost kind of sacrificing his own life. What was the plan heading into Search? Was there some new things that were being evolved there?
You know, over the past stage, we've really worked on our checkmate, and our checkmate's looking amazing right now. You know, we're all meshing really well together as a team on that map. So, you know, we came out with a fire, and, you know, we took care of business on that map.
I like that. Took care of business. Now, you guys are really not afraid of challenging yourselves, and it's something that I think we love to watch, especially as spectators. How far away are you guys from being the championship form that you want to be, especially into this major?
I mean, hopefully we can hit that by the end of this major and win it, you know. But, you know, we got to play Toronto tomorrow, so that's going to be a really good match for us, and I'm excited to play them.
100%, you are meeting Ultra tomorrow. Are you guys feeling good about that matchup? Do you have something you think you guys need to prove when you go up against them?
I mean, yeah, we're feeling great going into that match. You know, we've been playing very, very well in scrims the past week or two. So going into that match, you know, we're just gonna play how we've been playing, especially today, and you know, hopefully we can beat them.
Hopefully you can. Thank you so much, aBeZy. Keep playing like that, and I think you have a pretty damn good chance. Thank you so much. Well, there we have it. We've heard from aBeZy. Things are looking pretty easy in the FaZe clan. You know what I'm saying. It's the puns. Whatever. We got an incredible matchup coming your way next. It's the final one of the day. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be LA Thieves taking on Florida Mutineers.
The Call of Duty League is presented by Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming. Gamers, get insurance savings and discounts from USAA, the official military appreciation partner of the Call of Duty League.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Major number 3, the last match of the day. It's another winners matchup. We got ourselves the LA Thieves taking on the Florida Mutineers. California knows how to party, but does it know how to play Call of Duty? We'll find out in just a moment as we're about to get into this matchup. Should be a fun one indeed. Again, new look for the LA Thieves. We've seen Huke join the roster. Things are going a little bit okay so far. Their first opponent was a bit of a banger. But for the Florida Mutineers as well, are on the rise. They're on the up and up. They're bubbling up, something from the murky depths all the way to the surface. We'll see how they go. My name is Miles. His name's Chance. And let's face it, we're ready to get into this one. That last series was just the warm-up.
And that was a hell of a warm-up, man. That was as quick as you can go for that 3-0. But a wonderful way for us to kick it off, I think, because the gameplay was on point. But for this series, the two biggest things on my mind from the side of Florida, the CDL points, man. They are in a battle for top 8. I think they're currently in the 8th spot. They're starting the winners bracket. You get some wins here. You can really start to rack up some CDL points and set yourself apart. And then on the flip side for the Thieves, well, this is a team that has looked fantastic. And the roster move they make to pick up Huke, that goes from a top team to now they're an absolute contender without a shadow of a doubt. Now we get to see him put them in action.
Yeah, see them put into action indeed. See if they are truly a top contender. We'll now meet the team for, what, the second time now. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the Los Angeles Thieves. Big time. Thieves have seen a lot of changes this season, of course, that roster getting shifted around, but now I think this could be a fine form for them indeed. Kenny, Huke, Drazah, and Venom. Saw some nice success again with TJ in that position that Huke now fills, and again, from strength to strength, we'll see if they can go, as their matchup now awaits them. We've got a slight technical delay, very, very slow one. So Chance and I, we're gonna slow ourselves right down, aren't we, mate? Tell me what you think about the LA Thieves, brother.
They're a great team. I mean, it is very much a risk, I would say, for them to make any sort of roster change at all. But of course, for any team that is picking up Huke, you understand why a change would be made. It is well worth taking the opportunity and see if this man can just crank your gameplay up to that next level. So, I mean, Thieves, again, nothing but positive things to say about them. I think one of the only times they faltered was against like NYSL, and that was the first match they had playing with Huke. So I think it is very much, if he can find his own personal form, if they can find out a way to flow with him on the team, you're taking a team that's arguably, what, top 4, almost for sure, kicking him up a notch. This is really just the test, the playground in Stage 3 Major to see how far they can go.
See if they can find that flow, see if they can really get things going. But now we're going to meet their opponents from the murky depths from the other side of the country. The Florida Mutineers, another force to be reckoned with. Now it's time to meet their squad, the Florida Mutineers.
The dictionary defines redemption as the deliverance of persons or things from the possession and power of captors.
It is a 3-0 victory over the Florida Mutineers.
As the act of making something better. As the act of making up for a loss.
It is over, and that is a shocker for the Mutineers.
We define it as inevitable. You can count our KD. You can count our headshots. You can count our hill time. What you can't do is count us out.
The Florida Mutineers, Chance. Again, another squad that's seen a bit of a mix-up here in the rosters, but still, for Awakening Skies, Havoc, and Neptune, this is a wonderful opportunity for them to really try to make a run through the major. If I'm completely honest, they are my dark horse going into this tournament, and I know for a lot of people, everyone outside of Atlanta FaZe and Toronto Ultra are the dark horse going into this tournament because the competition is so tight, and we're basically expecting one of these teams to go plus Ultra and really go all the way. But we'll find out soon enough, mate. But for Awakening Skies, Havoc and Neptune, brother, give me a little bit of a taste, give me a little bit of sweet game fuel keys to victory for the squad.
For the squad, well, Havoc is the player to identify, right? The new man on the squad, and he had a bit of a tumultuous start once they kicked off the new roster, and it took him a bit to hit form, but I'm thinking of the last Moscow hardpoint I saw Havoc play, where seemingly every other life taking a long ground, going on some flank, playing some just super long. Why would you ever expect a player to do this kind of route? Havoc was on point in the last series, so I'm expecting more of that sort of like grittiness of the play style from him. And then I think even the control pick and bans are going to be very interesting because Florida as a team the entire year, Raid was just their auto veto, and then for whatever reason, throughout stage 3, they switched it to Garrison. Maybe it's because Havoc, the new man on the roster, things were looking different, but that opened up Raid on the map, and well, they were 0-4 on it. So I don't know if they're going to stick to the game plan from stage 3, or if they're going to go back and make the adjustments and say Raid is not the map for us. Of course, on the flip side, the keys to victory for the Thieves, I'm staring at the ARs, man, because this is going to be a battle. I mean, when you're looking at just the play style that like Kenny and Drazah bring to the table, it is stylistically similar to what we see from Awakening in the Sky, so it's going to be fun, but the air's got to be on point against two of the other best AR duos in the league. Kenny faltered a little bit against FaZe. It's expected, it happens when you play against FaZe, but then Drazah, the 0.5 against Ultra that he had, not the best look, so you need consistency out of both of those two, and we're not going to see a Raid hard point, so you can ignore the second point, but even just for the third one, can't even remember what it was, Miles. It was too long ago. 5 seconds. Such a long time in Call of Duty.
The last one was watch out for the off-beat strategies from Mutineers and make sure you study that VOD. But here's the maps and modes, friends. Checkmate Express, Checkmate must go. And a Miami searching the story for that game 5, should we need to go the distance. Checkmate's going to be an interesting one. And I'd love to go back to that talk we had about Havoc and again, how he's the root man and how he really does go across the map in wonderful ways. You know, the watch that tracks your steps, the pedometer watch. I would love to see if Havoc wore one of those for a series, because again, he can wear that in game, but he can't necessarily in broadcast. I would love to know just how far that man can go, especially on a map like Moscow. Well, here we go, my man. Game number 1, starting now. Our last match of the day here in Major number 3, presented by USAA, and it is going to be a checkmate hard points. Will we see the Mutineers come out to a wonderful start?
That's actually, you're right. Havoc he thinks he's playing Modern Warfare 2. Like, he'll load up in a Moscow and he's like, I gotta unlock Marathon Pro. I just need to sprint non-stop, but like, I have to do something on the map. So just long routes all day, but that is more of a joke for later on. For this one, again, my mind is firmly on just the battle between the AR players. Both of these guys aggressive. There's no back line. I'm playing safety net. It is up in your face, getting as many kills as possible. These 4 on the map are just going to be having a field day against each other. And well, the first one to strike, it's pretty much ARs across the board, but Thieves with that early hill time.
Let's see how we go. Early hill time going with the Thieves. Map control certainly going to be sitting in the hands of the Florida Mutineers for now. Neptune was going for a bit of a funky route towards the back there. The kills still going to come through. Mutineers still got that control for now. I'm going the way of the LA Thieves though. But with Kenny, again, one of the storied assault rifle players we'll be giving a lot of love to recently in the league, and rightfully so. Plays like this. Kenny shooting real hot right now. 3-1 to start the map off. Still trying to battle for this side of the map. He's in the right place. Can he find these kills? Skies all squares up. Knocks him down. That should be spawns now. The LA Thieves. Right-hand side of the map. All theirs.
Oh my God, just straight beams from Kenny. I mean, maybe the battle is who's going to press the YY more often throughout the series. But right now, Kenny, well, put up enough to at least get those P2 spawns for his team. Does get killed towards the end, but holds the cam, make sure he spawns back at new. And Thieves, again, one of the better starts you could ask for. Now it looks like for Florida, they're trying to set up. Do you just want everybody to flood in through the front, or trying to find a way to go through NASA? Neptune with the one-on-one inside the hill. At least able to trade himself out, but Thieves still in time.
Still holding on to this one. Havoc's going to slip round through. He's going to dodge this play. He's going to dodge Huke entirely because he wants that map control. Nice cleanup from Drazah. Finds another one. The Alaskan Assassin, 2 in a row now. Looking to find the third. It's going to be Skies, but he's going to make it work for this one. No need, though. The teamwork prevail. LA Thieves, they're looking slick on the map right now. Keeping these plays going. Keeping these kills afoot. Venom, 6-4 overall. Gets put on his back there by Neptune. Trying to stop that push out. Towards hill number 3. That's going to be under the plane. So far, Chance, a wonderful start from the LA Thieves. 63 and climbing to the lowly 8 of the Mutineers.
And Neptune, anytime he gets a kill, again, I can only describe his movement is vicious. Everything is done with just the heftiest of slides. Coming to the action, but right now it's Florida just trying to keep Thieves pinned back in their spawn as they're vying for this early control of P3. And well, that early control they are going to get successfully. Get your arrows posted down low. Now the question is, there are split spawns coming through. It looks like Neptune actually has made this read, but still not the most fun thing for Florida to have to deal with. As you can see, the arrows are constantly looking back and forth, trying to look for these next gunfights.
Yeah, and it's not kind of crazy paranoia. It's just being aware of those spawns. Over to Huke. Aggression. Doesn't quite able to get the Backside of Awakening there, stays alive. Still on a 3 spree. Super aggressive at Awakening. His health hadn't even regenerated. Kenny, though, going to be there with a 2-piece. Drazah finds a couple more, and that's going to be LA Thieves maintaining the control here. 20 seconds left on this hard point. Neptune's already lining up for the next one, but you've still got a lot of map presence going the way of LA Thieves. Look at those red arrows on the mini-map. They have got this one on lock. That's over the next hard point. Top side of the map. As you can see, Kenny is at one end, got Venom at the other. Anyone who comes close is getting a bite.
And I was gonna say, you're gonna start to spawn these players out. So you're right now pushing for long tier spawns. I mean, it's already a 60-point lead. If they secure spawns for new, this could start to get out of hand very quickly. You see though on the minimap, Skies, he knows this. He went all the way back towards the red tower. Make sure he stays alive. And while he's doing that, Awakening inside the point, able to pick up 2. His teammates there for the trades, and nice little job done there for Florida. Still down by 70, but potentially they set themselves up for these next 2 hills.
Yeah, they got a lock now on this one. Can they hold onto it for much longer? See how they fare as the LA Thieves on the approach. Let's go for a quick Astro Gaming listen in. The LA Thieves.
I'm watching mid plane.
Give me this side, bros.
I saw P2.
Miss that point.
Yeah, top grade.
I agree up right now, Zach.
Top grade weak. One guy's close.
Alright, listen, make sure you go together.
I got it.
Yep, keep you low plane. I'm
staying up.
Yeah.
Help you, man.
I'll see this. They're white crate. There's stairs. Watch out, there's stairs.
And then,
watch out. Close miss that point. Alright, nice shit. There's stairs.
I flash him. One guy's probably back right on me.
Yep.
I'm going back.
Be playing on me.
I'm going right with him.
Yeah, help me play, Carlos. I'm waiting for you.
I'm coming.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm at down.
Low plane.
He's right in front of you. Still low plane.
I don't see anything.
Low plane, Awakening, absolute low plane. He's low plane, going to back.
He's back right.
What's
low?
Yo, top left.
Yeah.
Play step sweet. I hear you. I'm coming front.
Yo, they have no drop.
I got nail top.
What's up?
I got nail top.
You could be left corner.
I had one nail top. You wood on me? You and wood Neptune. And then Kyler. They're low exit. I'm nated.
Yeah, I don't know where wood steps went.
Yeah, I wood steps. All good. Look for Neptune, bro. Neptune.
He's still
top left. Low right. I got shot from you.
Hey, what's that on me? Hey. He's one exit on me? I have you up.
Could be.
I spawned out. One guy
could be right. Could be right, yep.
Yeah, right. Hey, on me, exit.
I chase. Dead.
Nice.
One guy
Yo, watch out. I'm about to pitch right.
Go.
What's up?
I'm trying to we got time or no? I got time.
I'm flash one.
I
get
your left wing in a second.
Do we have right? Two steps.
I have left wing. I'm here.
We can hit your other.
I look at the stairs. I'm much brother than you.
I'm looking at right.
P2, bro.
And
back here.
Let's play one.
Trying to help y'all.
Another one on plane.
I'm going downstairs. I
have shoulder left.
Yep, keep you top left.
Coming up.
Top left. Caesar, one shot top left.
That's left corner. Lean right. I just made it.
I'll get.
I'm challenging this. You challenge?
That's nice win.
Two in.
And they're back to.
France, you asked the question, can Florida Mutineers get back into this one? They needed a good, 70 points to make the comeback. Since the listening, they've taken the lead, mate. What do you make of the comms from the LA Thieves, though?
I mean, the comms are clean, but they just had a super tough run towards the end, right? You give up the P2 spawns, you accidentally stick a player in the back of the head, and, well, now you just have to fight a massive uphill battle. Such a long way you have to go across the map, and keep in mind, Awaken, you talk about a roaming Slayer. This is your, one of your main ARs just playing at the back plane steps. Incredibly annoying to deal with, and any player that's able to get through immediately gets traded. Venom, though, the untradeable potentially. Nice shots on Skies, and right now, at least for Florida, not able to get any of this hill time.
3 in a row right now for Venom. It's 4th. Still keeping the play alive. Teammates are there, and it is straight carnage out of Venom. 5 in a row for him, and he's got himself a hard point. 30 seconds left, baby. Hold on to it. Trade's going to be there on point. Your boys are here to help. This is a good look from the LA Thieves. Drazah, who's been having a nice map so far at 17 and 13 overall with the last 20 seconds on his point. He could be looking good as well. Havoc wins a big one. That's going to be an open hard point. The final 10 seconds will go to, it might be Drazah. You might be able to get that one off spawn. But still, min-map control now going the way of the LA Thieves. Kenny's in a bit of trouble. YY is his way to safety before he gets overwhelmed there by the Florida Mutineers. Now, Chance, this was a decent hold from the LA Thieves in the first set. Will we be able to get any more out of them here?
For the moment, they got a ton of bodies stacked up around the point. This is basically just the head smash, find these kills if you can get them, and well, Huke wins his one down, or up top, excuse me, and well, down low, Venom, the other SMG, there to win his gunfight. Checkmate has certainly been the map of just streaks, the runs that you can go on the scores, and well, Thieves for the past couple of hills has been their turn. Trying to even up the score line here, but Florida, this entire time, and really before this hill has even started, they have just left so much pressure on the left side of the map, again, trying to set themselves up long term, but it is just super controlled gameplay from Florida. But obviously for Thieves, not the easiest thing to deal with is, well, now you got to deal with Havoc, the roaming Slayer.
He's hitting mad shots there at long range with the 74U. You'd love to see it, but keeping the lead alive for Florida right now, and he will get the best of him. Makes the hard point a bit safer for a moment. Over towards next we go. Oh, and loses a close one there to Skies in mid-map. Still, Thieves now with a hard point. And he's on top, trying to just fortify up for this push. And again, you've got a close range hit now from the members of Florida, and Awakening from way deep red tower catches him unaware. Venom, can he stop the push? No, he cannot. 3 dead now for the LA Thieves. Drazah last player left on point. Target prioritization now kicks in. Finds one. Can we get any more? No. Here come the reinforcements though. You are going to see the time go the way of the Mutineers, and chances good break. Thieves though on the immediate return. Can they get the break once again? The answer is yes, they will. And back and forth we go once again in this hard point. The lead changes hands again. For how long? Because both teams so evenly contested right now.
Havoc, by the way, just earned your best play in the game that we're going to see. He got the 5th before he fell. And talk about potential worst case scenario for the Thieves. I mean, that was a moment where they could have gotten the final 20-25 seconds and even taken the lead going into new. Now the problem is, even if the game is being close to tie it up, this is as money hill as you are going to see in Cold War. You got Havoc inside, but keep in mind there's no trophies actually inside the point. They're just under the wings, but they're not getting any of the kills. That is a 3-man wipe. Kenny, the last one up inside the plane, and Havoc knows this is not a gunfight he needs to take. He just needs to hang out, except for Drazah got gifted the God Spawn Thieves. The luck on their side. This is the opening that they absolutely needed.
Drazah's got to hold this, man. This is all on him. Shots are there. Neptune wins it. That's the back door blown wide open. You're going to see the contester on point. Over to Huke, the newcomer now. Can he bring the thunder? As he's got to hold this position alone. Wait for the reinforcements to hit top plane and get on board. There's another contest. Skies, though, clears the field. A third from Awakening there to help him out. And that could well be a big bit of time now. Not the win. Going now towards the Florida Mutineers. A great contest, but not enough, though. Out of the LA Thieves. They have got to play some damn near perfect hard point. You've got to keep the Mutineers off this point as long as you possibly can. We go back over to the center. It's all LA Thieves for now. Mutineers, they can set themselves up for a win over by P2, and that's exactly what Awakening's doing. Top right-hand side of the minimap.
I mean, Awakening's basically made the exchange to be like, hey, even if we don't get this initial time, we're not likely to lose it on P1, but we just want the spawns. Awakening's going to fall, and while Neptune's trying to play his life, he's doing a nice job on the backside, but his teammates need to get inside the actual hill. Like, these fights are important, but Thieves is just racking up all this time, and for Florida, I mean, you might just end up giving away just a little bit too much, but Neptune still stays alive in the back of the map. I do not know how he does it.
Keep an eye on the clock, though. Keep an eye on the spawns, because you've still got the war raging for P2. That Neptune is winning single-handedly, I might add. 3 kills. He's taken all comers, though. 15 seconds remaining. LA Thieves, they have to make the push now for this next point. Neptune finds number 4. This is unbelievable. He's still holding the line, seemingly alone. He does have some support now to work with. Has to comb through the bushes and take care of these members of the LA Thieves. There's another one from Neptune. This is unprecedented gameplay from the young man. He may have just won his team the map, but it is not over yet. We're going to see one solid break now from the LA Thieves. Neptune! Neptune! Keeps the kills going! Final 10 seconds for the win! And he's looking to get the 8th as well. Unbelievable stuff out of the Florida Mutineers. And my God, Neptune has absolutely taken over Checkmate. That is going to be map number 1. And there was nothing the LA Thieves could do to stop the might of Neptune there. Oh boy! We are in for a series chance. This is going to be a banger! There's no doubt about it. 233, 250, what a start.
That is an insane start. There's the best play, by the way, for Havoc, where he just picks up 5 in the feed. And maybe that's the play to set up your team long-term to make sure you keep the spawns for new, for this and for that. But then Neptune, holy dear God. I mean, that is the best game of Call of Duty that man has probably played in his entire life. Just the show he put on towards the end, like an 8 spree by himself over towards P2. And think about what the comms are like in that situation, because Neptune, it's probably not getting fed much information. His teammates are having to deal with actually trying to go towards the point. He's by his lonesome, but I don't know, man. Leave him in the darkness. will certainly provide. There's a look at your stats towards the end, and this is very much a game where the stats do not tell the story of what was happening, even just for Neptune towards the end. Just a ridiculous tear. Get to 35 kills. Welcome to the CDL.
Welcome to the CDL. And the way you look at it as well, I mean, if the LA Thieves, the amount of players they had around that right-hand side of the map, I mean, they had like 1 or 2 players maybe watching that, watching the hard point in the center of the map. If you kill Neptune, you basically win it then and there. You kill him, you take control of that right-hand side of the map, get it all good, you basically win the map. But there we go, friends. Neptune, he will be awarded our USAA coverage moment. As let's face it, man, alone, he got the job done, keeping his boys safe and ensuring the victory, let's say. And man, what an 8 spree this really was. It was just brilliant.